Hey guys, my name is Benjamin Drayton of Benji NYC Fit. I am a body transformation specialist. My mission is to help beginners and restarters achieve their dream bodies. So today we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of body transformation, specifically for beginners and restarters. And today I want to focus on the 4 things that you can do in the next 24 hours to get you started with the transformation process. So you might be wondering, what is body transformation? All that really means is the body you have now versus the body you would like to ideally see in the future. So no matter how big or small that difference is, that process is the body transformation. So now let's get into each pillar. So remember, I'm just going to touch on each one of these. I'm not going to go in depth. That will be later on in the future. This is just to get you started. So the first pillar, you probably guessed it already, is going to be exercise. So the reason exercise is important, and the first one of the pillars, is that you need exercise to see some sort of a transformation. Yes, you can change your calories and lose weight based on nutrition, but exercise is going to show you that transformation. Whether you're trying to gain or lose weight, is the exercise, the building of muscle that's going to show you that transformation. So what can you do today? What can you do in the next 24 hours to help you with this part of the transformation exercise? So first thing you can do, join a gym. Join a gym. If you only have one in your area, join it. If you have several, make sure you narrow it down to several options so you choose one that suits your needs. Make sure it's something that you can travel to, something that's convenient, something that has all the equipment that you need for your specific goal. But just make sure that you join. If you've already joined one and you're not going, just make sure that your membership is active. Now, for those of you who can't join a gym or simply don't want to join a gym, you can create a gym. So no matter what space you have, whether it's a basement or a corner of your living room, find a space where you can create a place to work out. And start researching as soon as possible what pieces of equipment that you can use that will suit your goals, but also suit the space that you have available. Now, a couple of places that you can check are Facebook, Marketplace, and Craigslist. I'll put the links down below. Start checking because this is a place where people who are moving need to get rid of this equipment because it's too heavy or too big, and you will find plenty of things that you can use depending on your space. So on to the next pillar of transformation. Number 2 is nutrition. Now I know nutrition can be overwhelming, especially when you're working on a specific body transformation goal. I myself was trying to be a bodybuilder and I knew nothing about nutrition. I just thought if I eat more, I get bigger. If I eat less, I'll get smaller, which is true, but how does that help me build muscle and things of that nature? So now on to pillar number 2, nutrition. So you probably heard the phrase, you cannot outwork a bad diet. This is true. No matter how much you're working out, if your nutrition is not on point, you will not see the transformation that you're looking for. So how do we make this easy? How do you start? So for the purpose of this video, we're going to keep it really simple on what you can do over the next 24 hours to at least start the process. So the number one thing you do want to know is your BMR. That is your basal metabolic rate, basically how much you burn at rest. This is simply your caloric output. These are calories. You want to know that number. This number is important because it's going to tell you how much calories you should intake to maintain, to be in a surplus if you're trying to gain, or to be in a deficit if you're trying to lose. So if you know this number, it will help you get started. So before you get into things like macronutrients, which we'll get into at another time, Before you get into that, you want to focus on knowing your calories. So below, I'm going to give you a link to a calculator to calculate your calories so you don't have to go through the painstaking process of calculating it yourself. Now, if you'd like to, that's totally up to you, but the actual calculator is going to make it so much easier for you. So that's something you can do in the next 24 hours to get you started. So our next pillar is time. For me, this is probably the most important pillar because this is the number one reason I find that people don't complete their body transformation, or the reason why they don't even start. They feel like they don't have enough time to start, or they don't have enough time to finish the journey. They don't have enough time to exercise. They don't have enough time to meal prep for the nutrition. So how do we make this easy? How do we make this simple if you're just beginning, or if you're someone who's restarting and you don't know how to follow through? So something that I did in the beginning, and I've actually done this several times when I've changed up my transformation, is to figure out how I'm spending my time. So you want to look at your schedule. Now you can take one average day, or you can take all 7 days of the week, but you want to look at it hour by hour and determine how are you spending your time. And actually take your current day. Don't try to start from your ideal. Start from what you're doing now, so you can take what you're doing now and make it what you ideally like it to be. You want to be honest with yourself. So if you know you're spending too much time on video games or hanging out with friends, this will reveal that. So first you want to put in how much time you're sleeping, how much time you're working, all the things that you know you have to do. Then you figure out how much time you have left and where that time fits on your schedule. And once you know how much time you have left, you'll know where you can fit the things you need to do. And literally from that point, lock it into your schedule and make that a priority just as much as sleep and going to work. But you won't see that until you write it out. So in the next 24 hours, that is your homework. Especially if you're a beginner, you want to write out your schedule. You want to know that you have the time to work on your transformation journey. So the final pillar is mindset. This will determine everything else. If you don't have the right mindset, you won't make the time, you won't do your meal prepping, you won't exercise and go to the gym. But more importantly, you won't do it consistently. Consistency is going to make the difference. You have to develop the discipline. How does that start? Mindset. Because in the beginning, you're fired up, you're excited, you're motivated. At some point, I promise you, you will lose that motivation. And the point of this is when you lose that motivation, you don't stop. Don't let that be the reason that you stop the process. So the question is, how do you set your mindset? What can you do in the next 24 hours to make this easy? Well, I'll tell you. Because for me, this is the most difficult part because you can lose this at any time. But if you set it, it's easier for you to get back to it and stay on track when you lose motivation. So the first thing you want to do, and you've probably done it already, but now we're going to get a little more specific. We're going to focus on this, and that is setting a goal. Like I said, you probably did this already. You probably know in your mind what you'd like to accomplish as far as your body transformation, but you haven't put it into words yet. You haven't actually visualized what the end result should be for you. So I want you to set a goal, a specific goal, and more importantly, a goal that makes sense for you. No matter how far out you think it is, set that goal. Know what it is. Because once you know what it is, you can set your mind on it and keep that in mind as you go forward. Because if you're too general, if it's too vague, it's going to be easy at any time to ask yourself, why am I doing this? If you set it, make it specific, if you write it down, you will know in your mind why you're doing this. So the next thing you need is a timetable. Again, you can set this up over the next 24 hours. You can adjust it as needed, but you at least need to have in your mind how long you expect it to take. So if you expect the process to take you 2 years to reach that particular goal, that will help you after 3 months of going through the process and realizing, no, you're not going to see the full result because that's going to take 2 years, but you should at least be on track to seeing that goal. And it'll keep your mindset that, no, I'm not there yet, but I know I'm on my way. And after 3 months, I've gotten this far. So I should be able to see the full result in 2 years. Now, it might be a shorter timetable. It might just be 3 months. So again, that'll help your mindset to say, I'm committed to this process for 3 months. And after 2 weeks, even if I lost the motivation, I know I need to finish out 3 months to reach the goal that I set. So make sure you have the timetable. I'm telling you, it will make the difference in setting your mind. So now the very last thing for mindset, but actually the very last thing for all of this, the biggest difference maker, I know this for myself, and I know it for all of my clients, you need to, I'm going to put this in all caps, you need to commit. You need to have all of this set out for you. Write it down. It's going to help. And then you need to commit to it. You're going to commit to exercise. You're going to commit to following your nutrition plan. You're going to commit to the time that you set out to do all of this. And you're going to commit to setting your mind that you're going to finish the process of body transformation. Most people will at some point give up because they haven't committed to it and they've mentally given themselves an out. I find if I commit to it knowing exactly what I'm committing to, I'm more likely to follow through because the roadmap is already set. And if the roadmap is set, then all I know the difference is it's me. I'm in the way of seeing the result. So what do I need to do? I need to commit to following the roadmap that's set for me. Those are the 4 pillars of body transformation. I hope you found this helpful, especially if you're a beginner or a restarter. So in the coming weeks, I will be going over all 4 of these more in depth. If you'd like to know more about any of these things that we talked about today, so please keep an eye out for those videos. And if you can, like, subscribe, ring the bell down at the bottom if you would like notifications of when these videos will be coming out. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions regarding coaching, please feel free to reach out and leave a comment down at the bottom if you have any questions about what we discussed here today, or if anything you'd like to see in future videos. My name is Benjamin Drayton. I'm here to remind you that your dream body is waiting. I'll see you in the next video.